Order at what time?
7:09.
7:09. We will save the pledge for our regular meeting and go right into our organizational meeting. Ms. Senia, would you take roll, please?
Yes, Mrs. Antonik?
Here.
Mrs. Berry?
Here.
Mrs. Fawaz?
Here.
Mr. Garcia?
Here.
Mrs. Kaminsky?
Here.
Mrs. Krasanik?
Did you see me?
Yes.
Oh, here. I'm sorry.
I thought, what's the holdup? Okay.
And myself, Madam President, you do have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Senia. And the consent agenda, please.
Board of Education approval is recommended for the items listed on the consent agenda, which include the July 22nd, 2019 organizational board agenda.
Support.
We have a motion from Ms. Senia, supported by Mr. Garcia, that the Board of Education approve the items listed on the consent agenda, which include the July 22nd, 2019 organizational meeting agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I would like to, at this time, announce that we have an interim superintendent. Dr. Richard Klee has been wonderful enough to step into that position for us. As we know, Lori Van Valkenburg retired, and we are doing a superintendent search. And in the interim, between when we hire someone and now, Richard has offered, actually he agreed, as I have asked, to take over as a superintendent. So if anyone out there needs to contact him, he's at the same place at the board office, and he'll be happy to help with whatever you need done. Okay? Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you.
And thank you, too.
Yes, thank you.
All right, at this point, we're going to put him right to work, and I'm going to turn the meeting over to Richard for the election of officers.
Thank you, Madam President. It's my pleasure to open election of officers. Will anyone entertain a nomination for president? Do we have a
Dr.
motion?
Klee, I nominate Donna Ansnick for president.
Do I have a support?
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Colleen Krasanik and supported by Sue Kaminsky for Donna Ansnick for the presidential nomination. Do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Do we have any other motions for president? Hearing none, could we have a voice of ayes for Donna Ansnick for president of the Board of Education?
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Congratulations, Madam President.
Thank you so much.
I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, we're going to move on to Vice President.
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Garcia.
I would like to nominate Mrs. Colleen Krasanik for the position of Vice President.
Mr. Garcia nominates Mrs. Krasanik. Do you accept the nomination, Mrs. Krasanik?
Yes, I
She
do.
does. Do we have support for that?
Support.
We have support from Mrs. Berry. All those in favor for Colleen Krasanik to be Vice President indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Colleen.
Thank you.
Okay, and moving on to Treasurer,
Madam President,
Mr. Garcia, Mrs. Krasanik.
I nominate Ed Garcia for treasurer.
Okay. We have a nomination by Mrs. Krasanik and support by Mrs. Berry for Mr. Garcia to continue as treasurer. Mr. Garcia, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
All those in favor? Are there any other nominations, I should ask? No? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. I say congratulations, but sometimes I feel like I should say sorry for the extra work. Moving on to Secretary. Are there any nominations for Secretary?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I
Mrs.
nominate Lynn
Kaminsky.
Senia for secretary. Support.
We have a nomination for Mrs. Kaminsky, supported by Mrs. Fawaz. Was it you?
Yes.
Yes. For Lynn Senia to be secretary. Are there any other nominations? Do you accept the nomination? Yes, very good. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, also, we're going to continue on here and set the regular meeting date for the board calendar. If we could have a recommend or a motion.
Madam President,
Yes.
I would
Mr.
recommend the
Grisanti.
Board of Education accept the meeting calendar for the 2019-2020 school year be approved as presented.
Support.
We have a motion from Mr. Garcia, supported by Mrs. Krasanik, that the Board of Education meeting calendar for the 2019-2020 school year be approved as presented. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Why don't we have the study sessions on here?
They're never on there.
They're not?
No, I mean, it's always the day of a meeting, we have a study session. And then if there's extra, but that is a good question. It never was on there. Do you think that there should be?
I think we should put it on there.
Okay, well, we
Okay.
can do that. Is everyone
the
in agreement?
calendar?
Yeah, I
Who
think
made
it's
the
a good
motion,
idea.
Eddie? Amend it.
Madam President?
Yes, sir.
I'll make an amendment to my original motion, which is to accept the meeting calendar for 2020, as well as to add study sessions, date, time, and locations.
And I'll support that again.
Very good. So we have an amended motion for the Board of Education meeting calendar for the 2019-2020 school year be approved with the addition of adding study sessions, date, time, and location.
That's what I put down.
Yes. Is that what you put on? Oh, good. All right. Anything? That was a good idea, Nadia. It was a good idea. Anyone else have anything to say about this? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to committee assignments. I don't know if you guys noticed, I changed the committee assignments to accommodate our new board member. We've got her working a little bit harder. I think that putting you on 2 committees, so now we'll get a little more out of you. We just keep adding until you're doing everything. That's the plan. Yes, Mrs. Krasanik.
I move that the Board of Education committee assignments for the 2019-2020 school year be approved as presented.
Support?
We have a motion for Mrs. Krasanik, supported by Mr. Garcia, that the Board of Education approve the committee assignments for the 2019-2020 school year as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the approval of deposit.
Madam President?
Mr. Garcia.
I would recommend that J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. be approved as the depository for all school district funds for the 2019-2020 school year.
Support.
Well, we have a motion from Mr. Garcia, and in unison, we have Mrs. Kaminsky, along with, we'll just say Mrs. Kaminsky, supporting that the district have J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. be approved as the depository of all school district funds for the 2019-2020 school year.
Madam Chair, and that's
Yes.
a renewal, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we do it every year.
That's right, yeah, we renew it every year. Anything else?
No.
Okay, hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And lastly, to everyone's disappointment, we have the annual retainer for the auditor.
Madam President?
Mr. Garcia?
I would recommend, I would recommend that Raymond Robson be approved as the school district's auditor for the 2019-2020 school year.
Support.
Oh, well, we have a motion from Mr. Garcia, supported by Ms. Senia, that the Crestwood School District have Raymond Robson be approved as the school district's auditor for the 2019-2020 school year. And that is a continuance also. It's the
Not
same
Plant-
company.
Wasn't it Plant Moran?
No, for the audit, we have Raymond Robson. Correct? Okay. Any other discussion or questions?
Madam Chair, what
Yes.
other options do we have besides Raymond Robinson?
There's many out there that we
Is
could.
there? Did we ever consider looking at others?
I haven't seriously considered, namely the fee that's being charged, I think is on the low end and very reasonable for what we get. I know we'd pay more if we went to some of the other firms. That's not to say we shouldn't consider it, but I haven't felt a real need to.
No, they've been thorough.
If I may, I think years ago we had a different bank, and I think we switched because they were a
That was
better.
a bank, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they've been, she's talking about a bank. We changed banks.
Okay.
She's not, we were talking about.
I know,
auditor.
no.
I'm
I
talking
know
about
what
the
I.
auditor.
My head was
Yes,
thinking the
it's
right
okay.
thing, but I said the wrong thing.
Okay,
Raymond Robson, we had someone different, and we switched to Raymond.
okay. I mean, we can go ahead and approve them, so we have them
Remember
on
the
there.
auditor
If we
that
want Brian to
corrected
check
me?
into it, we can, but I don't see,
I am not opposed at all going forward. We've already booked them
Right.
for, I think, September 9th, that week they're coming out.
Okay.
So,
okay.
kind of late in the season to get a new one in.
Yeah, I think
But we
Well,
can do
that's
it going
something,
forward.
that's something that we want to do, though. I mean, if the board
We can
feels.
discuss it, we could talk
Yeah, they
about
can
it, but-
look it up afterwards,
Okay.
just make sure that we're
Okay.
in the ballpark.
we get good audits.
Just to shop and see what's out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Anything further? All right, hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And that is, let's see, is that all we've got here?
Madam President, I
Yes,
guess a
ma'am.
motion for adjournment?
Support.
We have a motion from Mrs. Krasanik, supported by Mrs. Kaminsky, to be adjourned from the organizational meeting at 7:21. Wasn't that fun? So we are adjourned from that meeting, and we're going to slide right into our regular meeting here. Oh, yeah, I guess we should. Oh, yeah, they're all here.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to stay there. Okay, let's go to our regular meeting. Redo things here. All right, let's call this meeting to order. No matter where I sit, I can't see the time.
It's
Thank
7:22.
you, 7:22. I invite you, I call the meeting to order at 7:22, and I invite you all to stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ms. Siniak, take roll again, please.
Mrs. Antonik?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Here.
Mrs. Fawaz?
Here.
Mr. Garcia?
Here.
Mrs. Kaminsky?
Here.
Mrs. Krasanik?
Here.
And myself, Madam President, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Siniak.
Board of Education approval is recommended for the items listed on the consent agenda, which include the July 22nd, 2019 board agenda, the minutes from the curriculum subcommittee meeting on Monday, June 24th, 2019, the minutes from the study session on Monday, June 24th, 2019, the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, June 24th, 2019, the minutes from the study session on June 26th, 2019, the minutes from the Personnel Subcommittee meeting on Monday, July 8th, 2019, the minutes from the study session on Wednesday, July 17th, 2019, and the check register dated June 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2019.
Support?
We have a motion from Mrs. Siniak, supported by Mr. Garcia, that the Board of Education approve the items listed on the consent agenda, which include the July 22nd, 2019 board agenda, the minutes from the curriculum subcommittee meeting on Monday, June 24th, 2019, the minutes from the study session on Monday, June 24th, 2019, the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, June 24th, 2019, the minutes from the study session on Monday, June 26th, 2019, the minutes from the Personnel Subcommittee meeting on Monday, July 8th, 2019, the minutes from the study session on Wednesday, July 17th, 2019, and the check register dated June 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2019. Is there any discussion? Hearing-
So, I didn't, or Madam Chair.
Yes.
All of the items over 5,000, we didn't get a chance to also review.
Right. We can still do that.
So, right now, or do you
Well,
want to?
I don't know. They don't have the information. I don't know if they have the information in front of them, like as far as what is this check for, what is that check for? They might not be able to answer. Do you have quite a few?
Okay. So, yeah, as far as this approval, I mean, I would approve all the minutes, but not the check register
Okay.
For
Then,
myself.
okay, I understand. Then, what we'll do is we'll take the motion as it stands. You can vote in favor of it, but make note that you're not in favor of approving the check registry list.
But it's all lumped together. Here. So I would have to vote no on this just because of the registry.
Okay, she'd have to vote no on the whole thing?
Yes.
Yep.
That's
All
what it
right.
is. She has to vote on the
Yeah.
motion as it stands.
Yeah, because it's one.
Yeah, I hate to have you do that, but
I know, I do
if
too.
you have questions on the registry list, I want you to be able to get them answered. How many checks are you talking about?
Quite a bit on the over 5,000 page.
Okay. Well, then I guess that's what we'll have to do. If you're not comfortable with that, then you just vote no. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, that's a lot. Vote no, and then get together, either call Brian and find out when he's available, or call him and maybe he'll be available, and get an answer to those, just so that you have an answer.
Okay.
Okay?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if I may, can I ask one question,
Uh-huh.
since, I want to make sure that there's, I don't know if you can answer that.
I'll try.
So I know, the Amazon Capital Servicing,
I don't know exactly. I think we're using Amazon now quite a bit for supplies
Okay.
across the district, so it's probably numerous things.
Okay.
Part of an Amazon, multiple purchases paid with one disbursement. I'm sure that's it.
so who would have paid for that? Would it have been a certain individual's credit card, or?
No, it would have could have been numerous different departments or coming out of different account numbers. But no, it's just like Amazon you or I would use, it's Amazon Business. No, it's being introduced to the district that staff members can now use Amazon Business to order supplies.
So where does it get shipped when they order? Do they have a specific place that it needs to
Again,
get
I don't know the
shipped?
specifics. I'm sure it's going to go to that building that it's being
To the
ordered
building?
from.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And there are any that are against, so you would vote nay.
Nay.
Right. And then make sure and call Brian.
Okay.
Okay, Brian?
Yeah.
She'll either call for the information or call to find out when she can get the information. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Moving on to the personnel report. Didn't I hear someone's doing that? Mr. Awad, very nice. Thank you.
Good evening. We have 3 action items for this evening. The first action item is the approval of a school psychologist, Tamar Avakian. The school psychologist, Tamar Avakian, was interviewed on Monday, June 24, 2019. Interview committee members included Manam Awad, Director of Student Special Education, Dennis Valetti, Riverside Middle School Principal, and Chris Musner, Crestwood High School Assistant Principal. The committee unanimously recommended Tamar Avakian for this position. Tamar received her bachelor's degree in psychology in 2011, her master's degree and her education specialist degree in school psychology in 2014, all from the University of Detroit Mercy. She is a full licensed school psychologist. Tamar's field practicum experience included consulting and collaborating with teachers, staff, and parents, implemented problem-solving procedures, implemented quality and empirically based interventions, participated in special education evaluation processes, administered in traditional and non-traditional testing procedures. Tamar has had a second interview on Wednesday, July 10, 2019, and is being highly recommended for the school psychologist position.
Madam President?
Mrs. Krasanik?
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the probationary contract for Tamar Avakian for the 2019-2020 school year per Schedule 4A1, pending receipt of official transcripts, employer copy of current Michigan teaching certificate, acceptable criminal background check, and other employment documentation as required by law.
Support?
We have a motion from Mrs. Krasanik, supported by Ms. Senia, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the probationary contract for, is Tamar out there?
Tamar is out here.
How do you say Tamar?
She is
that how
here.
you say your name? Okay, for Tamar Avakian, for the 2019-2020 school year per Schedule 4A1, pending receipt of official transcripts, employer copy of current Michigan teaching certificate, acceptable criminal background check, and other employment documentation as required by law. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, if I
Yes.
may. The credentials look fabulous, but my question is I'd like to see, what experience does Ms. Tamara have?
She had worked in a school district in Macomb County as a school psychologist and has a couple of years of experience in that district.
So she came from
Before
Macomb.
that, she worked in the Birmingham School District, and before that, she had completed her internship.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Welcome.
Welcome. I don't know where I got
You're going to
Tamar
be
from. I
busy.
think it's from that group of sisters, and one of the sisters is Tamar, the singers. Anyway, I'm sorry that I.
I don't know, but we've got ourselves a new employee.
Yes, we
That's
do.
wonderful.
Approval item number 2, approval of marching band staff. Band Director Matt Riddenauer is seeking board approval for the 2019-2020 marching band staff as follows. Emily Head, brass instructor.
Madam President?
Mr. Garcia.
I would recommend the Crestwood Board of Education approve the additional marching band staff for the 2019-2020 marching season, which is Emily Head as brass instructor.
Support?
We have a motion from Mr. Garcia with support from Ms. Senia that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the additional marching band staff. And I assume that that is just Emily Head, right?
That's correct.
For the 2019-2020 marching season. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is Emily out here somewhere? She's marching somewhere else.
She's marching.
All right.
Moving on to action item number 3, Central Office Administrative Assistant Lisa Musa. Interviews for the Central Office Administrative Assistants were conducted on Wednesday, July 17, 2019. Interview committee members included Richard Klee, Director of Curriculum, Joel Fabris, Crestwood High School Principal, and Tony DeMarco, Human Resource Payroll Specialist. Second interviews were held on Thursday, July 18, 2019, and Lisa Musa is the choice for the position. Lisa has been the board office receptionist since December 2016. She is reliable, organized, and a quick learner. She is knowledgeable in MyStar, Excel, Microsoft Word, ASAP, and the general operation of the board office. Lisa is energetic, friendly, and enjoys interacting with people. She is known to be a dedicated and patient professional and respectful to everyone she comes across.
Madam President?
Ms. Senia.
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the hiring of Lisa Musa as a Central Office Administrative Assistant. See attachment 4A4.
Support?
We have a motion from Ms. Senia, supported by Mrs. Krasanik, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the hiring of Lisa Musa as a central office administrative assistant per attachment Schedule 4A3. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know we touched on this earlier, but I didn't get to actually hear any more. So how many people were actually interviewed for this spot? And then what is Lisa's educational background? And how many other, like I said, how many other people were interviewed?
I believe it was 5 total, 2 in District 3 out of District. Her background, she has some business school experience, but not a degree. The selling point was that she is familiar with MyStar, which is our student information system, and that's something that's a large curve to try to train someone who isn't aware of it.
I would like to have seen the other resumes.
I know.
I know we talk about this every time, and we always do it.
We do, and I think we need to. Yeah, I think that maybe at a certain level, administrative, perhaps, that we should make a change there. I don't, that's something the board has to talk about, but we don't want to get into the business of checking every resume. That's what the administration is there for. On a higher level, on the administrative level.
I mean, at least until they've narrowed it down to the last 3 or last 5, we should be able to see that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it again, because it's just going to keep coming up.
Right.
So we need to discuss it. So is there any other discussion regarding this? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
That's half the audience, I believe.
I think so. Yes, I think so.
Where's the cake? I just like to see
I
Lisa
know. I know. Well, we always, Lisa's name is never said without Lisa Musa. It comes together. Seriously, congratulations. I
Yes,
know you've been
Lisa,
working very hard training for this. And we need someone that's going to work that hard, because this position is not easy, as you're finding out, right? But I heard that you're picking up quickly and you're learning it quickly and you're sliding right into it. So good for you, Lisa. Good for you. Okay, that wraps up no informational items. So then we're moving on to the business report. Mr. April, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I have one action item for the board, and that's the 2016 bond issue furniture purchase. To complete the office renovation work at the high school, Principal Joel Fabris is requesting board approval for the purchase of new office furniture totaling $89,213.63, which includes desks, credenzas, chairs, lateral storage units, and a conference room table. See attachment 5A1A. This furniture will be used in the high school administrative office and guidance office. The new conference room chairs are similar to those being used in the middle school media center and will also be used for Board of Education meetings. All items will be purchased through the Wayne Remsey Cooperative Bid Program, thus meeting state bid requirements. Accordingly, I recommend that the Board of Education approve the purchase of office furniture totaling $89,213.63 per attachment 5A1B. These purchases will be made with the 2016 bond proceeds utilizing Wayne Remsey Cooperative Bid Purchasing Program.
Madam President.
Mr. Garcia.
I recommend that the Crestwood Board of Education approves the purchase of office furniture from School Specialty totaling $89,213.63 from the 2016 bond proceeds. These purchases will be made through the Wayne County Remsey Cooperative Bid Purchasing Program.
Support.
We have a motion for Mr. Garcia, supported by Mrs. Krasanik, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the purchase of office furniture from School Specialty totaling $89,213.63 from the 2016 bond proceeds. These purchases will be made through the Wayne Remsey Cooperative Bid Purchasing Program. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
just give the public some information on when the last time was that new furniture was purchased?
Yeah, that's a
What
good
year did the
point.
school open now yet?
Yeah.
That's
I don't think you even know how
I don't
old it
know.
is. Colleen, probably old.
I can tell
We
you, I've been on
call
the
her Old
board for
Colleen.
22 years.
Yeah.
And those chairs that we sit in as a board that give me the Charlie horse in
Right.
the back of my leg,
Right.
those have been there since I've been there. And those were there when I was in high school.
I was going to say those were there when you graduated.
And I graduated in 1972.
Yeah, but they're not getting new board chairs.
Well,
Yeah, they are.
we'll be using those for.
We're
yeah.
going to be using those for our board table. I made that aware very early that
It's
we needed new
furniture
chairs.
is-
Madam President?
Yes.
I had a quick question. I did sidebar with our business manager, and I know that some of this furniture, old furniture, will be heading over to the bus garage, but maybe it might be wise for us or for the administration to move at purging some of this old stuff in some way,
Yeah.
form, or fashion. Although the bus garage is nice to have, it's not a storage facility per
Right.
se for old furniture like that.
Right.
And it may be to our advantage.
You guys got to look at these chairs, right, that we're going to be using. They were at Riverside that
Yes.
we've been using, and they
They're
are
so comfortable.
phenomenal. I can't wait.
And it's not just the chairs; it's the whole, the credenzas, and
Oh,
the
yeah,
desks, and all
everything.
that.
Yeah, 'cause it's-
But that's a good idea. I mean, even if we take the chairs, whatever's left, and divide it into the groups, like the rowing club, they have a garage sale every year. Let them get the proceeds from it.
Well, I think it's a good idea that it brings up. We've got a lot of equipment, very old,
Yeah.
at the bus garage.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we still have to go back there and pick through it. Joel would like more furniture in his building because we're adding classrooms and some new lab spaces and some brand new classrooms, of which we've not ordered new furniture. So, again, we're just trying to hold the line and not spend money.
Right.
But that leaves it pretty thin as to what we have to pick from, and
Right.
we might actually have to order some more furniture. I think there was about $450,000 in the budget, or in the bond application. Between these, the middle school and high school, we will have spent, I believe, about $140,000 or $150,000 of it. The rest is going towards the bond in other ways. So, but we
Every
have a lot of
penny
needs.
counts, right?
every penny.
My friends, every penny counts. Did we vote on this?
No.
Okay, does anyone have anything else to add? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much for that report. And we're moving on to the curriculum, the curriculum report, Dr. Klee.
Good evening.
Trying to change hats now.
Yeah. I have 4 action items and 1 informational item. New course approval, academic assistance, Arabic 3 and 4, drama 1, 2, and 3. The high school principal is proposing the new course, academic assistance, in which students work on the Michigan Merit Curriculum course they failed through an online provider, Edgenuity, during the school day.
Madam President,
Mrs. Krasanik.
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approves the new course academic assistance for the 2019-2020 school year and beyond.
Support.
We have a motion for Mrs. Krasanik, supported by, who was it, Ms. Senia? Was it you? By Ms. Senia, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the new course academic assistance, I love this, for the 2019-2020 school year and beyond. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Is this a full-time teacher, and what is the role going to be?
It's going to be the same teacher that currently does high school credit recovery after school and during the summer, so it'll be part of his regular schedule.
What's the other part of his schedule?
Business courses.
Courses?
Mhm.
But what's going on with business English?
As far as I know, it's not being offered
It's
in the
not
fall.
being offered?
Right.
Okay.
I'd like to put out, shout out to the high school principal for coming up with this. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for our kids to maintain grades and get the help that they need. And that would be something that Mr. Fabers was always looking for as a way to help kids improve. So kudos to him. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The high school would also like to add Arabic 3 and 4. These Arabic courses continue to develop students' language proficiency and knowledge of the Arabic-speaking world and culture. It is intended to be used with high school students who have successfully completed 2 or 3 years of Arabic study. The goal of this course is to continue to develop students' interpersonal, interpretive, and presentational skills in Arabic.
Madam Chair,
Who's?
It's funny.
Nadia?
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the new course Arabic 3 and 4 for the 2019-2020 school year and beyond.
Support.
We have a motion from Mrs. Berry, supported by Mrs. Kaminsky, whose anniversary it is today, 36 years? 36-year wedding anniversary, she's spending it with us. That the Crestwood Board of Education approve the new courses, Arabic 3 and 4, for the 2019-2020 school year and beyond. I couldn't be more thrilled. When we talked about offering, the community asked us repeatedly about offering Arabic, and it was a hard sell for a while. There wasn't the population that wanted to take it, and then the numbers climbed, so we did offer the class, and it's so 1 and 2 is so successful that we're adding 3 and 4, and that's wonderful. That's fabulous.
Madam President?
Yes, ma'am.
It was kind of given to us that it might not be successful, so we just did it as a,
try it.
1 year trial,
Yeah.
and it was so successful that I am glad to see that we're advancing this.
Yes.
So the students will be proficient in Arabic.
And this is not. This
languages is
this isn't.
wonderful.
Yeah, this is not an easy course. I mean, this is formal Arabic, right? The way it was explained to
yes.
me.
Yes.
And yet, as hard as it is, the students are taking it and they're succeeding and they're wanting more. So
We have a great instructor, and no doubt that program will continue to grow.
that's wonderful. Anything further? Are you taking the class, Delia?
I wish.
All
Take
right.
me back.
Yeah. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
I
opposed?
think Ed would like to teach it.
Motion carries. Yeah, he could, couldn't he?
Yes, he could.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The middle school would like to add beginning drama, drama 1, 2, and 3 to their elective offerings. Here's a description. Beginning drama, grade 5, 6 weeks, an intro to drama. Students will work on short skits. Drama 1, grades 6, 7, and 8, a 1-trimester course, an introduction to acting, set design, lighting, and sound. Skits will be the culminating activity in the class. Drama 2, grades 7 and 8, 1 trimester, getting deeper into set design, auditorium setup, and performing on stage. Students will be part of a 1-act play for the culminating activity. And Drama 3, grades 7 and 8, 1 trimester. In this class, students will explore various types of acting, explore the use of makeup, and the integration of video and sound into live performances.
Madam President.
Mrs. Krasanik?
I am so proud to ask that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the new courses beginning drama, drama 1, 2, and 3 for the 2019-2020 school year and beyond.
Support.
We have a motion from Mrs. Krasanik, supported by Mr. Garcia, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the new courses beginning drama, drama 1, 2, and 3 for the 2019-2020 school year and beyond. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
Mrs. Berry.
Sorry, B
Yeah.
before C, I mean K. I wanted to ask, who will be teaching this class, and have you already
I
hired
would
an
like to.
instructor?
We have recommended, and it's a current staff member who's just going to be moving within the building. We were blessed to have a couple of internal candidates. We chose this person, so it will create an opening that we'll have to fill. But I have to give credit to Mr. Folletti. We have this beautiful new almost new,
They don't mention.
because of the renovation, great auditorium that really was being underused.
Well,
So
I didn't
this
think
frees
about
up a
that.
little space,
Yeah.
and also allows us to use the auditorium to its fullest
Yes.
extent.
Didn't think about that. Mrs. Krasanik?
Well, I just have to say that drama 1 and 2 kept me at Crestwood when I was in high school. It was a high school offering. It was one of the most remarkable, enjoyable classes. Of course, I was able to talk, which you know I hate to do, and act, which I should have been in
Well, you should have been
in
a
front
star,
of the lights.
you know.
But it is a wonderful class for kids who aren't, let's say, academically inclined as well as others
mainstream,
to show themselves in different ways. And I think it's wonderful. So I'm very happy that they brought this back.
I agree. I think that on the surface, a drama class may seem not as intense as it is, but they learned so much about public speaking. I remember taking a speech class.
Oh, I took speech.
Yes, kind of a blow-off class, and it was one of the best speeches, one of the best classes I took. 'Cause it taught me things, and this is going to teach them a lot about being in public, speaking in public, and then to get into the whole set design and everything else. That's going to be a real nice experience for them. I never thought about the new auditorium. They're going to be able to
Oh, that's
use
gonna
it.
be
It's wonderful.
awesome, yeah.
It's beautiful. Is there anything else? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Middle school math new 5th grade textbooks. The middle school math department is proposing the purchase of Houghton Mifflin Harcourt's Big Ideas Math after reviewing several possible options. The proposed purchase includes an 8-year online subscription and textbooks for student use. This follows the purchase of the series for grades 6, 7, and 8 2 years ago, while this grade level was still in development. One of the biggest selling points of this series is that it's Common Core aligned and provides the following for parents and students. As a parent or guardian, you have access to everything that your student does. You may use any of the resources on the student's page to help your student with homework or to prepare for tests and quizzes. The student resources include the entire student edition, test practice, video tutorials, glossary with audio, progress checks, vocabulary help, manipulative visual aids, and chapter reviews.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Senia.
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approves the new textbook purchase for the middle school math, new 5th grade Big Ideas Math for $20,592 to be taken from the existing curriculum budget for the 2019-2020 school year.
We have a motion from Ms. Senia, supported by Mrs. Fawaz, that Crestwood Board of Education approve the new textbook purchase for the middle school math, new 5th grade Big Ideas Math for $20,592 to be taken from the existing curriculum budget for the 2019-2020 school year. Is there any discussion? I'd like to say, boy, math has come a long way with what they're offering. It's great, the support that they're offering parents to work with their students. It's amazing. Because when Mrs. Krasanik was taking math when she was younger, they just had the textbooks and that was it, because she's old. Now they've got so many things. I mean, the video tutorials, that's amazing. That's just fabulous. And all this comes as a side thing. It's all together in this package. And they make it interesting. They make it livable so that kids aren't bored with math. There are some people that are bored with math, Mr. April.
Mr. April. The numbers man
The
is
numbers
bored with
man.
math.
So is there anything else?
Excuse me.
Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
High school U.S. history new textbooks. The high school social studies department has recommended the purchase of Houghton Mifflin Harcourt U.S. history 2018 reconstruction to present in classroom sets and an 8-year digital access for students at a cost of $33,424.50. These replace textbooks that were a 2005 copyright.
Madam President,
Mrs. Kaminsky.
I recommend that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the new textbook purchase for the high school U.S. history class for $33,424.50 to be taken from the existing curriculum budget for the 2019-2020 school year.
Support.
We have a motion from Mrs. Kaminsky, supported by Mr. Garcia, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the new textbook purchase for the high school U.S. history class for $33,424.50 to be taken from the existing curriculum budget for the 2019-2020 school year. Any discussion? If anyone saw any of the old history books that we have, they would buy them themselves. They're tattered and worn and used, and I had the opportunity, being on the subcommittee, to see these books. I think they're gorgeous. They're current. They're right up just about to yesterday. I mean, things that are in this history book are surprising because it doesn't seem that long ago, but they're in there.
You should have seen the ones before this last.
Oh, they were
group.
tattered.
They were horrible.
Yeah, these looking pretty bad. Of course, the curriculum director brought the worst books he could find to show us. You know,
Very typical books.
yes,
Looked like the dog you played with.
yes, it did. It did. Is there anything further? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. High School Advanced Placement History new textbooks. The High School Social Studies Department also proposes the purchase of an updated copyright of Brinkley's American History, Connecting with the Past. This current text has a 2009 copyright, and the College Board requires students' textbooks to be less than 5 years old. The cost of 2 classroom sets and digital access is $9,764.71.
Is that an error there? 2009? Is that supposed to be 2019?
No, that's the current one that they were using was 2009, so it's beyond the 5 year.
This current text.
Right, this is a 2019 copyright that we're purchasing.
I'm sorry. It says here 2009.
Yeah, that's the
That was
current
the current
text that
book.
they
The
were
current
using.
one.
But
Yeah,
we're
they
purchasing
can
the
only be
newest
5 years
edition,
old.
Okay.
which is a 2019 edition.
Madam President.
Mrs. Krasanik?
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the purchase of new high school AP US history textbooks at the cost of $9,764.71. Excuse me, to be taken from the existing curriculum budget for the 2019-2020 school year.
Support?
We have a motion from Mrs. Krasanik, supported by Mr. Garcia, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the purchase of a new high school AP US history textbooks at the cost of $9,764.71 to be taken from the existing curriculum budget for the 2019-2020 school year. Any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to make sure, I know in the past there's been issues with students taking AP books home, that we have enough
So,
for students, or if you're going to
when we
assign
purchase the
them.
classroom sets, we get 10 additional classroom
Okay.
copies that can be loaners.
Okay.
So in case the student doesn't have online access. So there
And
are.
we will make sure that they know who checks them out and brings
Yep.
them back. And
Yep.
okay.
Because as you notice, the higher grade levels you get, the more expensive the textbooks. So AP textbooks are basically college textbooks. So it's really common for them to be $150 a copy. So yes, they're watched very carefully.
Anything further?
Madam President?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd just like to, probably on behalf of the board, but take this opportunity to thank the staff members that sit on the curriculum
Yes.
committees and review all of this and choose the best
Right.
textbooks and courses that
They do
our
this-
students need.
They do this on their own time and unpaid. So I really want to thank them for their time and
Yes, I'm glad
efforts.
you, I'm glad you brought that up, absolutely.
Because this is, I mean, it's not just one book they're looking at either,
Right.
one, so thank you.
And having to decide
Yes.
would be difficult. Anything further? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And I have one informational item. Playworks grant. Good news. Through a series of phone calls and emails, Playworks will give a one-day training via grant funding on our first day back on August the 27th after the Welcome Back breakfast, plus follow-up consultations 2 or 3 times later in the year for our lunch monitors. Details will come later, but if you would like to host the group, that would be appreciated. This was to our building principals, so the invitation's still out there. The following is more information about Playworks. For more than 20 years, Playworks has been leading the way for safe and healthy play at elementary schools every day. But our work is far from done. We have a bold new vision for 2020 to help 3.5 million kids in 7,000 elementary schools nationwide experience safe and healthy play every day. How? By creating a place for every kid on the playground to feel included, be active, and build valuable social and emotional skills. A piece of information I'd like to add, I didn't put the dollar amount. I first inquired about this, and it was a little more than $20,000 for the one-day training. I pursued it and said, you know, we're a district that has high needs, especially in this area, and they were able to hook me up with a grant that pays for the whole cost. So we're getting $20,000 plus professional development for our lunch monitors, and you'd be shocked at how many kids don't know how to play games. So basically, this is instructing our lunch monitors on how to supervise kids, teaching them the rules of common games, and hopefully it'll make our recess even more productive for kids.
Right.
Madam Chair, if I may, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So this is just for lunch monitors?
Yeah.
Why couldn't we also do this with teachers? Because I know other districts do that.
We could.
That
Generally, lunch monitors are the ones that monitor recess.
Right.
Teachers do take their kids out for additional
Correct.
recess. Generally, the need we've seen has been with lunch monitors because they don't have that experience with kids. Generally, classroom teachers are pretty good at supervising their kids on the playground.
So can we recommend, or can I recommend that we also try to get some training for teachers as a professional development? Because this is very beneficial.
Right.
I've seen the training.
I agree.
Part of the grant specifications were for support personnel. So,
Thank you.
yep.
Right. You just have all kinds of good ideas today.
Yep.
Look at me.
All right, and that wraps up that report. Nothing for this evening's meeting, Mr. Awad, but thank you for all the information you've given us this week. And moving on to the superintendent's report.
I have 3 action items and 1 informational item. Action item 1, renewal of Divine Child and Crestwood School District non-core teacher agreement. Public schools are able to provide non-core instructional staff to parochial schools in their area in return for the state foundation allowance for the amount of time each student receives instruction from the provided staff member. Time spent with the provided teacher for religious instruction or activities is not allowable for compensation from the state. Shared time is a state of Michigan program that under the Michigan Pupil Accounting Manual allows for public and non-public schools to partner on eligible non-core elective classes. The 2019-2020 Divine Child and Crestwood School District non-core teacher agreement is being presented for approval. See attachment 8A1.
Madam President?
Mr. Garcia.
I would recommend the Crestwood Board of Education authorize the superintendent to sign a mutually agreed upon contract with Divine Child Schools for Crestwood to provide non-core instructional staff to Divine Child Schools for the 2019-2020 school year in return for the state foundation allowance, FTE, for each student receiving non-core, non-religious instruction from the provided Crestwood instructional staff member per or see attachment 8A1.
Support.
We have a motion from Mr. Garcia, supported by Mrs. Kaminsky, that the Crestwood Board of Education authorizes the superintendent to sign a mutually agreed upon contract with Divine Child Schools for Crestwood to provide non-core instructional staff to Divine Child Schools for the 2019-2020 school year in return for the state foundation allowance for each student receiving non-core, non-religious instruction from the provided Crestwood instructional staff member per attachment 8A1. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I just wanted to say for some of, and a lot of people didn't make it to the study session, but if they want to just ask questions later or
They can
'cause we
ask
got-
you and you can explain everything, right?
Right.
We had a study session before this meeting where this agreement was gone over and explained down to the penny how everything works, because it's a little different. The setup is, not something something you're familiar with every time, and everyone's on the same page, realizing that it's a great opportunity for both Crestwood and Divine Child. So, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask everyone. They should know.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Crestwood High School
Did we
band.
vote on that? We didn't vote on that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did. No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We did? I didn't mark that we did. We did?
We voted on it.
Okay, jeez. All right,
Yeah, we did.
then we voted. They said we did. Okay. I believe you.
Excuse me for excusing you.
Excuse me for thinking you didn't excuse me. Yeah.
Crestwood High School band camp request. Band director Matt Reidenauer submitted the annual request for the Crestwood High School band to attend band camp at Camp Cavell in Lexington, Michigan. The band camp dates are August the 5th through August the 10th, 2019. See attachment 8A3.
Mrs. Krasanik?
Sorry. I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the overnight field trip for the Crestwood High School band to attend band camp at Camp Cavell in Lexington, Michigan from August 5th, 2019 through August 10th, 2019. See attachment 8A2.
Support?
We have a motion from Mrs. Krasanik, supported by Ms. Sinia, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the overnight field trip for the Crestwood High School band to attend band camp at Camp Cavell in Lexington, Michigan from August 5th, 2019 through August 10th, 2019. Per attachment 8A2. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair? else
Mrs. Berry.
I just wanted to know about chaperones and how does that work and how many do they have? How many students are going? Do we know any of that?
Yeah, they take parent chaperones. They have a lot of adults who are like techs for the band, like for the brass and woodwind and percussion. So I'm not sure what the ratio. Generally, when we do things like this, it's at least one adult per 10 kids. But I can find that information out for you.
I would appreciate that.
Oh, not at band camp.
And they may actually be able to swim in Lake Huron this year.
Oh, it's freezing in Lake
Can you
Huron.
imagine? Miss Cynthia, you had something?
I was a band camp or chaperone for like 4 years, and I know that there's at least a chaperone per cabin. The girls are in one cabin, and then there's the band camp staff too, but there is a chaperone for each cabin.
Okay, and there was someone else,
How
Mrs.
many were in
Kaminsky.
one, but
Just a comment. I know we've, as a board, requested that we get these requests a month in advance, and especially since this is an annual request, it would be nice if Mr. Reidenauer gave this to us a little bit early. I'm sure we're going to approve this, but just in the event there was a problem with the time frame, it doesn't give us much time to work with this.
I'll make the reminder.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anything else? Yes, sir.
So the correct schedule is 8A2, because mine was listed at 8A3.
I think it is
I
3.
just want to make sure.
The backup will say 3.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
The backup
8A2?
says 3.
2.
Okay,
Yeah, it's 2.
Oh, wait a minute,
Instead
mine
of
says
3.
3.
okay, thank you.
Well, the,
Mine says 2.
Mine says 3.
It says 3, I saw it.
Oh,
Well, we're
because
looking at-
she amended. There was some amendments that happened. Yeah, this was amended.
I didn't get that copy. No, I'm just- thank you.
you have it,
Maybe
Ed?
because mine's different.
Yes,
All right.
I do.
Okay, very good. Now, we didn't vote on that yet, right? Did we vote on that?
No, not yet.
I'm losing it here. All right, regarding the band camp, then, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you. Extension Agreement Teamsters Local Union Number 214. That's the paraprofessionals. The Crestwood School District and the Teamsters Local Union Number 214 are in a negotiating year due to the expiration of their current contract. Therefore, since a new agreement has not been negotiated, the Teamsters Local Union Number 214 is requesting a 60-day extension of the collective bargaining agreement until August the 31st, 2019.
Madam President.
Mrs. Krasanik.
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the extension agreement between Crestwood School District, and the Teamsters Local Number 214 paraprofessionals. See attachment 8A3.
Support.
We have a motion from Mrs. Krasanik, supported by Mr. Garcia, that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the extension agreement between Crestwood School District and the Teamsters Local Union Number 214, which is the paraprofessionals, per attachment 8A3. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And one informational item, enrollment for 2019-2020 all grades. Parents and guardians are encouraged to enroll their children for the fall semester as soon as possible. The board office's new location is 27235 Joy Road. If you have any questions about what you need to bring, just give the board office a phone call, and they'll be glad to tell you what you need to bring with you.
Very good. Thank you for that. At this time, we will take any public comments or questions. Yes, sir? Good evening.
My name is Hassan Bazzi. I would like to ask the board, I got a couple items here. I might go over my time, so I'm asking you to grant me maybe a minute, maximum 2 if I go over my time, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you.
He's giving you a minute. His minute. He's giving you.
I told him not to talk when I'm talking. He doesn't listen. So, my name is Hassan Bazzi. First of all, I would like to congratulate and thank Dr. Klee for his assignment and accepting the role for the interim for the superintendent. And we wish Dr. Van the best for her retirement. And asking the Board of Education to select the right and qualified person for this position, as we are looking to the board to work with the community, the parents, to meet the new challenges for our kids in the future. I really thank the opportunity that the community is being given and the way that the board is responding, even though we have our differences. We have a few items that we've been talking about, but at least I feel as a parent, as a community member, that we are advancing, we are accomplishing something here, and I think the line of your communication should be open no matter what the complaints are or the concerns are. So I feel that we are making some progress here, even though we still have some more questions, some more items. But again, the community is there, the new challenges are there, and I hope that we can work together in the next year to come and the years to come. So thank you very much. I also would like to congratulate the new hires for their positions here. And I would like to congratulate you, Donna, and the Vice President, the Treasurer, and for the new election and the Treasury. And I'm very happy to see that all the board supported the new elections here. So that will send a positive message to us that the board is going in one direction. So this is something that we are looking into it into a positive side here. Hopefully we all can work together into this. Thank you. The other thing I would like to add, just share a little experience. This Saturday, the temperature was almost 100 degrees. So I was part of the golf outing yeah, it was hot, and I still have the headache from Saturday. So I joined the athletic department for their outing, the golf outing that took place at the Mystic Golf Course, Camp Dearborn. I want to send a special thank for the whole athletic coaches, and I've seen the principal of the high school, Joel was there too, I'm sure they're doing this for a reason, and the reason is to generate some funds to help the kids. I mean, I have 2 kids, 3 kids played sport in the district. I mean, to take their time on a weekend under the heat, the sun, it's not just to go play golf and have fun. That sends a big message here that there's some people, they do care. I mean, I really want to thank them for the effort. And I want to ask the Board of Education, along with with Dr. Klee, maybe they need to look into helping the athletic department with some extra funds to help do whatever they want to do to take these teams into a different level, especially with all the surrounding schools and with challenges that we have. I mean, that would be a nice thing to do. These guys, they put their heart into it. They were very professional. They did it right. I mean, the support was there. Unfortunately, it wasn't too many people, but it was good at the end here. So maybe the board, please look into a way that we can help the athletic department here. And if they need any more funds, if the district can help them, that's great. If not, maybe they can reach out. I know they go into some businesses in the community and everybody comes. But it looks like they could use some more financial help to take this program into a different level. And the experience was amazing. I tell you, I salute them. I give them all the respect. And hopefully that will be a lesson that the other departments could take from this. Thank you very much for the time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Madam President,
Yes.
my husband and my son and my nephew were all there, and it was hot, but they had the best time. It was just wonderful, and this football team decided to do this fundraiser on their own. And they generated a good amount of money for the football team, but we've got to get back to fundraising for our athletics. That's gone away here I don't know what happened, but we used to have huge fundraisers that generated so much money for our school district, and we need to get back to that. But I applaud, like Mr. Bazzi said, the football team for taking the initiative to go out there and get some money. Mr. Jafer, my son, got him to come, he gave us 2 or 3 foursomes, which was wonderful and supportive for Crestwood. So I think we're all working together, Mr. Batt. I think that's a good thing to say because my husband hadn't been to one of these in a long time, and he had the time of his life. I wish you could have met him. But anyway, I think it was a good start, and we need to start fundraising for our sports.
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes.
Colleen and I totally agree with you, and I think you're on the right path, and this would be a phenomenal thing to tell the athletic director. I think she would be the one to reach out to, and this should be part of her job description. She should be fundraising. It's not a yes or no. She needs to be doing it. So I think that's where we need to start looking is what is our athletic director doing to make things better for our students. So this should be
From
addressed
what I
with her.
understand, this golf outing was put on by the football players.
Yes.
Correct.
The football team is the one, they did this. That's amazing. But I agree, we don't do any fundraising that I'm aware of. And there used to be all kinds of things, comedy
Was
clubs.
the athletic director at the golf outing?
No. The principal of the high school was. That was the only administrator that was there.
Well, I think Mr. Bazzi had wonderful words as far as pulling together. I know that we have gone through, we've been tested by fire, I've said on this board. We went through a very difficult time, and then we got past that, and we're melding, we're talking, we're working together, and we're getting things done, and it's such a positive, good feeling. And also we're able to reach out. I've met with some of the people that sat down with some of the parents, and they have great ideas. We've got to listen to that too. One of the things that came up was a meet and greet where the board once a month or once every couple months sits down and just has parents come, you want to talk, you want to ask questions, whatever, we're there for you, and it just make it a little bit easier, a little more cordial, an atmosphere. But working together is the key. You know, we can accomplish anything if we concentrate on that. And I know this board's come along. I'm just so proud of everybody, of all of us, for really reaching out and opening yourselves up and learning and asking questions and making things happen. It's a good feeling. Is there any other person that would like to address the board tonight? No? Okay, at this time.
We got somebody.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
I don't know if she can see
yeah,
you.
I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Hi.
Hi, I'm Summer Fawaz. I want to thank Dr. Klee for calling me earlier about the playground. I know that you said that there's no money for it, but that we're going to work on grants or some type of solution. So I'm hoping that this isn't just kind of thrown on the back burner and that we're going to have progress. Something I want to bring up was I'm hoping that we can, is there a form that we can have sent to the parents in the beginning of the year basically saying that their kid, whether they want their kid on an app called Classroom Dojo, and what that is it's just an app. Parents can kind of see pictures of the classroom, how the kids are doing, track their progress. I believe I brought it up in the past, and they said that we can't have photos of the kids. And my only issue with this is I've spoke to the Kinlock parents and the Hillcrest parents, and I feel like the staff does an amazing job with the students, but I just feel like there's a barrier between the staff and the parents. Obviously we can't come into the school, so we drop them off at 8:40, we pick them up at 3:40, we don't see each other, we don't communicate with each other except for once a year at parent-teacher conference, and then at the second one, if it's required, if it's not, then we don't have to come in. So I'm hoping that there's some type of form that we can have sent out, so that way we can kind of just see what the kids are working on, what they're doing, kind of have
course,
that
there should be,
communication
yeah.
open.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's so different than when my kids were young.
You could probably
We
bring
had
them in,
open-
see the
open
classroom.
access. I mean, we didn't even
It's
stop.
really
We just-
difficult.
Yeah, we walk in and, that was
just
not,
walked in.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Now
first day of
not to have
school,
that.
especially for the kindergarten on the first day of school, this was my issue last year. I dropped my son off. I don't really know what the school really looks like, anything. I wanted to be able to walk my kid in, and I maybe
my
a
goodness, I wouldn't have
kind of
done
a soft couple first days where we could walk in with them, or just something where there's more communication with the parents and staff. And not to take anything away from the staff, they're amazing.
No, but
and I just know that it's been
I
this way
hear
for
you.
so long.
Yes, I agree completely.
Proposed calendar, there would be a half day for the first day of school. So
Can we come in?
there might be that opportunity. I would need to talk to the building administrators, but I like the idea that
I do
parents
too.
would have a chance to
Absolutely, I would.
familiarize themselves with that.
And what about the app, the kind of the parent,
A lot
them
of
being able
teachers
to.
use Class Dojo or some other online app. You do have to worry about having kids' pictures posted, but the app is basically to communicate with parents.
Say that, Abby.
So
Right.
the more we have contact, communication between parents and teachers,
Well,
the better.
I'm just wondering because I know a neighboring district that uses, for example, my sister's kids go to Durham, and she'll be like, "Oh, that's so cool! They're reading in their little groups." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool that you could see that! It just gives you a type of connection with the
Yeah.
with your kid, with this,
Yeah.
the teacher, the classroom." So, just
Madam
kind of
Chair,
bring that
if
up.
I
Yes.
may. I think we had discussed this before, and I thought that we had decided, since there's nobody opting out, that it should be an option for teachers to do that. And secondly, it's very appalling to hear a parent begging to know what is happening in their school.
Yeah.
That should not be happening.
Never.
Okay? More than anything, that's what we need to be working on, is bringing the community,
That's right.
having
Into
more
the
parent
schools.
involvement. Parent involvement is everything, because when you have your parent involvement, you're going to have successful children. So thank you for bringing that, and I think that's something that we really need to
I agree.
really.
I do
work
have to
with.
defend teachers in that most teachers have lots of communication, at least at the elementary level, and then it starts to wane as you get into middle school.
Yeah, but it hurts me to hear a parent
Right,
say
I'm not saying if I
that she
email a
can't-
teacher, they'll
yeah.
communicate with me. But
Right,
this
but
way, it's
that
just
you
more
can't-
informal.
you don't feel
I-
welcome.
Yeah, I
You
want to
shouldn't
feel
have to
welcome
feel
when I
like
walk
that.
into my son's
Right.
school and not feel like I'm I'm on the PTA sometimes, and I'll come here and I'll feel like I have to like walk on eggshells. Like I'm here all the time.
Yeah,
I just want to feel that comfort.
That's not how you should feel.
I remember begging parents to get involved and having a hard time
So
doing
that's
it.
the thing is when the parents do get involved, they kind of feel that like there's nothing we can really like. I'm just dropping them off and picking them up. And again, it's not anything to take away from the staff, but it's just I'm hoping that because we brought it up before about Classroom Dojo, and the issue was we can't post pictures. But it's not open to the entire internet. It's like a password, you log in. It's just for the parents in that classroom.
Right.
So just something
Richard,
to
can you? Yeah.
I was just going to say, as long as a parent is not signing their child to
consent,
not
yeah.
be photoed, they can provide photos.
So
I
we
have
would
to do one
have
every
to-
year when my
we
daughter's
have
going to school.
So
And
we
if I
do
don't
provide
sign it-
that in the opening packet. It's a technology release that images can be used. We just need to be more vigilant in finding those parents who do want to opt their kids out. Because the last thing we want to do is share photos of a child whose
And I also
parents
don't want to
don't
miss
want.
out because of
But if
that.
a child is in part of this dojo,
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with that. I mean, you want to see the pictures.
I'd love to see, and I know they do cool things.
I
I've had a teacher send me a picture through email one time, but like it's just a lot more interactive. It's a lot more often. You just feel a better connection.
It's not
I
the
like
same
it,
as
yeah.
when you feel like
And you should
watching
be
and
able to log
peeking in. Yeah.
Anytime. I can't believe they don't.
Well, that
Well, I
because of the
guess stranger
security.
danger,
And I
but-
understand that.
But
Yeah.
you
But
know,
that's
for
that is
kindergarten to
definitely-
walk your child into
Yeah.
school,
Well, that's the
I would
whole
have not
thing is an
accepted
area we need
anything
to work on.
less.
Can you get more information on what we can do to make it more accessible and to get parents to be able to be
And I
more active
apologize, I
in there?
played phone tag with you today.
No, thank you for calling me back. I appreciate it.
A little context, her phone call, one of the other issues is our playgrounds and how old they are and how it'd be wonderful to have new playground equipment. And when we started the bond process on what the needs were, that was one of the needs. But roofs and windows and security, all kind of, so
It's still on the
playgrounds kind of
list, it's
filter
just
down
not-
the
it's still on the
bottom.
list.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
still
on the
there.
list.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Madam Chair, if I may, I know that there was a follow-up about the drainage problem at the I know
Yeah, they
that's
went and
been a
checked it.
question. The Kinlock Playground,
Yeah,
if you can give the
The crew
public.
that's out there doing the site work, it is their plan to address the drainage.
Okay.
At a minimum, they're gonna suck out whatever's in there and try and clear it out. Not sure that we're gonna be able to do a lot beyond that, because it might require more structural improvements, but we at least wanna clean them all out. So-
Because it floods very often. at
Well,
that.
it's been
They
flooding
haven't
since
been
my
cleaned
daughter
out.
was there, and she's 35.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
been a
that's why we
problem
wanna
since they
fix it.
built the school. I don't know if it's a low-lying area or whatever it is, but hopefully they can suck out some of the plug and make
And
it
we'll-
better.
We'll try that and go from there.
Yeah.
Right.
I suspect it'll still continue.
Yeah.
Because it's been doing that for decades, so,
I don't know how often it's been cleaned though.
well, I don't think
Yeah, I don't
often at
think
all.
it's, I don't think it's
No.
been cleaned.
So
If it's
it might be
maintained
a
by
routine
us,
maintenance type thing
yeah,
as well.
if that was put on a routine
Right.
kind of thing, we might have better results.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll keep working on it.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to speak to the Crestwood Dojo issue. I think if it was made
Will you come to the microphone, please? Yeah.
Sorry, I am Kelly Anderson, a kindergarten teacher at Highview. And I think part of the structural thing is to make it very clear to teachers that they're allowed to do that. Most teachers shy away from sharing pictures, shy away from being part of Class Dojo for fear of being in trouble. So if it was made explicit that this was an acceptable thing to do, I think more teachers would buy into it. They're afraid of being the one who's in trouble because they've gone out on a limb.
Right.
So I think that's an area for leadership for you guys to say.
Right, so we need to educate everybody on
Yeah, I
what
think
you
you're
can
saying
and
with
can't
explicit
do.
policies about,
Yeah.
you know, where your teachers are allowed to go, they will feel much more comfortable going there. So,
Absolutely,
anyway, that's all I
thank
wanted to say.
you.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
I want to follow up on something, if you
Okay.
don't mind, that Ms. Jaffer brought up
Barry,
about
Jaffa, Barry.
Miss Berry.
That's the secret name.
Yeah, she spends all her time
Nobody
up
knows
north,
he is
whatever.
that,
No,
but-
serious. I mean, she brought a good point about the athletic director and who is in charge of this. I like to see a follow up with this. I mean, if Brian can write them an open check, we'll support that. They need the help. They need the funds, and I don't know whose
But that is
role
the
to
job of
ask this
athletic
question to the
director, yeah.
athletic director, at least, because after Saturday's experience and witnessing these coaches and the people supporting this, If you guys were there, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm sure you know the
Sure.
So if somebody can follow up
We
with
used to
that.
attend all of those events that they
Always
had.
was at the
I mean-
50/50, they'd have a
Yeah.
big
So
dance.
this is very important that if somebody can
Right.
at least reach out and find out, put so much on Dr.
Yeah.
Klee here, and I know he's capable of doing that.
I've got broad shoulders.
All right, thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Madam
Berry.
Chair, actually, that just reminded me again. Can we also look into, again, why children in the district, private schools or whatever that don't have athletics at their school, why they can't do the pay-to-play here?
Madam
Yeah,
Chair,
but there was
that's
no
actually a
reason.
very good question because it would bring in revenue, and I understand that other districts do allow it. So
I don't know if it's a is it a
There are
district?
Yes, it's a
NCAA
district decision.
restrictions, but
Yeah,
I'll look
right,
into
but
it.
it is a district decision.
Yeah, MHSA, I'm sorry.
No, it's
All
a
right.
district decision.
Okay, I was misinformed
Yeah.
again.
You're not a smart aleck, are you?
Yes, she knows everything. She's always
No,
So,
right.
yeah,
No
because
definition.
there
It
are
has
parents
cause.
that have inquired that would like to bring their kids here
Well,
for,
it's going to create revenue
sports.
and
Oh, you're right.
fundraising and.
I thought
why not?
it's MHSAA that
That's
says,
the
Well, that's because if
Okay.
you're crossing lines and you played and all
That's
that,
one part.
we're talking about private
if
school.
you don't
Within
have,
district.
Within district, I think it
Probably
would be
is not a problem.
fine.
Yeah.
good to know, and we should do something about it.
so if you get me a definitive answer so I can pass the word.
Sure. Because I
Well,
was
I'm
just
sure you
asked
talk
about
to a
that
lot
and
of
I found
parents
out.
that are in that situation, right?
Right.
Yeah,
There are.
good. All right, anything else?
We don't
for
want to
the-
hear from you, Zuhair.
Oh, goodness. You've been giving, Mr. Bazey said you could talk now?
Yeah.
He let you?
He gave me permission.
That's nice.
Anyway, good evening. Congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to the new teachers, Lisa. I just have a couple things to say. It's always good every 5 years to try to find auditing firm. At least you bid it out to see what's out there. So I would ask you, this is a normal practice actually statewide and nationwide. All companies do it. So I would appreciate it if you just try to test the water, see what's out there. You might find cheaper, better, because
Right.
technology change every day and rules change every day. And the second thing, I have asked you before about, especially Lynn, that's for you. To put the
Are you in trouble?
backups
No,
online.
because I mentioned it at the study
The
session.
backups online. When you talk about something, none of us know what you're talking about.
There's not, I don't see why there would be a problem
You know,
with that
it doesn't
at all.
cost-
Remember, I mentioned it at a
Yeah,
study session,
yeah.
and I was going to
Yeah,
bring
it
it up
doesn't
here
cost
tonight, so that I
anything,
can put it in my.
but
No.
it educate us
Right.
as
Yeah.
resident when we come here, so we don't talk about something we don't know
Well,
what
plus
we're
you-
talking about.
Yeah, you know if there's something that you're interested in that ordinarily you wouldn't come to the meeting. If you see it and think, oh, I've been wondering about that, or I've been worried about that, it's just an informational thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not a
better.
problem.
It's better to know about it before we come here, so
Yeah.
you know we are
Yeah.
informed about what we want to talk about. And
does?
again,
Who's in
good
charge
luck
of
to
that?
you. We hope that the new year will bring cooperation between all of us
I think it will.
for the benefit of the district. And thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Who who oversees that posting of the?
Kathy Susanka, the website.
Okay. So, yeah, we need to figure out who gets that up there, how we get the information out, and
Madam
just use all of our sources. Yeah.
Madam President, I think for the city, they just PDF them. I know because I PDF them, and then they just put the PDFs on online.
Kristen?
There's a part of Board Book that can be put on, and you can make it public,
See, the work's already
but
done.
it's just Joanne has to put some things into it.
It's already done.
There we
That's
go.
how good we are. No, really, that's perfect. It's already there. And you know how to do it.
But it's got to be put into the board, the
Right.
Crestwood website.
Right,
Right.
and that would be someone that would have to do that, actually. That would be you. Isn't that perfect? Aren't you glad you're here? Yeah.
I would just like to say sometimes out of complete turmoil, blessings happen. And this past week, this board has been through utter turmoil. And we came together as one. We had a meeting this past week. And I don't think ever since the new people took their seats have we been all on the same page and all working together for the cause. And I look so forward to the next year because now that we've all hopefully gotten past some of the silly things that we were all holding on to and started working together, and we're going to have a new superintendent, and there's going to be a lot of changes all around. I'm hoping that this is just a start of something absolutely tremendous for us. It's been a pleasure this past week and a nightmare because we've been through a lot of traumatic situations, but we're moving forward with everybody working together. So thank you for mentioning that you noticed that.
It's important.
Yes.
It's for the kids. That's what you have to
It's
really
all
focus
about the
on.
kids.
Yep. Anybody else have anything?
Madam Chair, yes, I do. I just wanted to do the follow-up on superintendent search, unless you want to talk about it.
Oh,
I
go
think it's
ahead.
very important that everyone out there knows that we did start the search, and we're hoping staff will be a part of it, community, parents. Everybody can come, join in, observe, see what is happening, give us feedback. We're more than happy to hear what you have to say because we want everyone to be involved and to help with this decision. So we're all looking forward to a fresh start. I mean, I know for sure I am. So, if there's anything that you want to ask, anything that you feel we need to know, please feel free to let us know. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I could, again, I'm sorry, I keep butting. Ms. Janoon was at the first meeting
Yes.
of the superintendent search, and I really appreciate it. I don't know why I got it finally, Ms. Janoon, but I was thinking of you as adversarial, and you're just for the kids. And I think you made it very clear that night that you were here just for the kids, and I greatly appreciated that you came. You sat quietly. He came over and introduced himself, and you got an opportunity to talk to him, and it was so much better than what we've been doing. So thank you for coming to that meeting and continue to be involved because
That's important.
Absolutely.
Listen, I was really happy with everything he had to say. I'm going to stay positive because I think that
That's what we need.
I mean, hearing what he had to say in the whole process, I think it's going to all come together, and
I do too.
love the fact that community and the parents,
Yep.
as well as the teachers and staff, are going to have a voice because we all are in this together.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Our priority is
And-
children.
Yes.
And remember, we'll have a couple of dates that we'll try to post through social media, newspapers, maybe
Yeah.
the radio, whatever we can, on when we get to the point where there's a
Community support area
where
selection process.
the interviews, right? You'll be able to actually speak to that person and ask the questions, and it'll be public.
Okay.
You'll be able to give your
I don't
input.
think.
Yes.
Yeah. Their input is
Just
welcome.
wanna
I don't
make
think
sure.
they can ask questions.
Yes.
But that's what John was very, the gentleman that was
Right.
was really, encouraging the parents.
Yes.
Staff and community members to be a part of it.
Right.
I mean, ultimately, as he said, the decision falls on the board, but at least the board can hear.
We
What
need
you
to hear
say.
input from everyone.
What we feel like we, as well as the staff, because without the staff's morale and their, nothing will happen.
You're right. You're right. And getting input from the community, from the parents, I mean, that's what we're going to base the decision on. I'm glad you were there just to see the whole process.
You were the only
You were,
person.
yeah, but did you know you have a good networking of people that you communicate with. So I planned on telling you whenever there's a meeting, just sending you a quick email. And look,
I wasn't planning on live streaming today, only because I was hoping that people would And it's not easy for them to attend, and I would like they would just be able to sit
Sure.
one of the parents watch with their kids, and she's watching.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah. Sometimes you
Yeah,
just can't get
however
out.
however they can, however they can, and however we can get input from them is what we want. And it's a pleasure. Thank you. You made some change. You started some change, so thank you for that.
Madam President?
Yes.
I had two quick things. One is just to feedback on what everyone else has said. We'd really like to get more parents involved. Mr. Bazzi mentioned that he was at the golf outing. There wasn't a lot of people. It's always the same parents that are at our meetings, that are at the social events, that come to the tin can raffle. I applaud the parents that are always the ones that are here. But, we're not scary, and we're fun, and we would like all the parents to be part of this. So, we encourage everyone to try and come out. I know everyone's got schedules, and it's hard, but make an effort to come to one or two things.
So cute. We're fun.
That's what I was told when I got on the board, Mrs. Antoinette, that we're fun.
I know.
And then
I don't know who told you that.
And then the other thing is just a thank you to Kristen, who always takes care of the board and makes sure we have what we need, and even when we're not feeling so good, tries to make sure we have what we need. So thank you, Kristen.
Yeah.
Yes, beyond just that, Kristen has been my lifeline this last week.
Yeah.
In everything that I've had to do and everything, trying to get everything organized and trying to make some sense of everything that was going on.
Imagine her traumatic week.
Yeah, but we work together, right? No worries. In fact, never mind. All right. Is there anything else? Yes.
I wanted to address Mr. Abahar, and thank him for bringing up about posting the items online. I did mention it at a study session, and I was going to mention it today with all the change that's going on in administration. I didn't want it to get lost in everything that's going on. So, Dr. Klee, is there any way that you think maybe you can give us an update by the next meeting to see when that could happen?
Yep.
Good.
And because we do take all of our parents and community members' concerns to heart.
Yep.
It's not a big request. That's something we can easily do.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But just in general.
You're right.
And
Yeah.
it should be up there.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely. Anything further from the board?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion from Mr. Garcia
Support.
to adjourn, supported by Ms. Senia. We are adjourned at whatever time it
It
is.
says 8:42.
Nadia or
8:42.
Was it, who was it? Who seconded?
Sonia.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
8:42. We're
Okay.
adjourned.